record. Yeah. So now let me share my screen. I'll just take you through the app and see what or why it probably won the award. So this app is Amabali Champs. Basically, as an organization, we work with children and we help them with reading development. So as we were sitting, we thought of something that would bring excitement into this reading. And we wanted to do something that will actually incentivize learners for their efforts. So we created this platform, which is called Amabali Champs. Here it is. Here is the interface. I'll begin by showing you stories that are written by our learners. So this is an example of one story, which is Ben and the Wild Wind, or as it was written by Ukamva, who's one of our learners. So here is the story, right? I'm not going to read it, but I want to show you something interesting. Here we have a rating where someone can rate the story. For example, if they give him this rating, it's going to be recorded as a rating. And then there's also an option for an external person to read the story and to leave a comment. Here is an example of that. Here is a comment from Anonymous saying, "What a wonderful story. You both have great writing skills. I am excited to read more." So I'm just giving you that example, and they also give ratings as well, right? So it means that whenever Canva wants to refer to the story, he can come back here and see the wonderful comments. Sometimes he will get constructive critique from the users, like in this case here. So this is one of the features, which is the story publishing feature. And then let's go to the reviews. I think I need to go back to the screen. Okay? Is there anyone with a hand? Can I answer the question first before I proceed? Maybe I'm not audible. Maybe my screen is not visible. Is it Boitabi?
Yes, sir.
It's not visible, right? Okay.
I can see. I'm not sure if everyone else can see your screen, Lungisa. So I'm not sure if it's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do this. Let me stop sharing.
I can see it.
Let me stop sharing and share again. If it persists, I think you need to refresh on your side. Can you see it now? Are you able to see the screen now? Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, let me continue breaking down the app. So this is the part where our learners can write and publish their reviews, right? Let's say they read a particular book. For example, this is a review that has been submitted in isiXhosa. And also, interestingly enough, we have opened a feature where someone can rate this review and they can come and also give feedback and tell the learner to improve. So we get volunteers from different, mostly from the platform called For Good. They volunteer their services by coming to the platform and sharing their critique, which is very helpful to our learners. Which every time there's feedback, we give the feedback to our learners. This helps to strengthen their writing as well. I think let me show you how this review writing happens. This is just, it gives you a breakdown of how your review should have spelling and grammar check. So it should have clarity, it should have a clear structure, and you should be respectful in your review. You should be honest as well. And this is just a breakdown of what is expected of the review. And then here it is. Then here a learner will write what the review is about, the book, the author, which is optional, and the name of the learner. And they can also select their schools. We have about 1, 2, 3, okay, at least about 10 schools. And we also have grades as well, since we mostly target primary school children. And we also have the option of selecting different languages. But the primary languages here, since we are in the Western Cape, is English and isiXhosa, right? Then here is where they can write the review. They can write up to 60 words, a minimum of 60 words. Then they will earn an equivalent of 2 rands. And here is where it gets interesting. Once the review is published, we definitely view, we do an inspection of the review and we approve it. Learners get an equivalent of a 2 rand per review. Let me give you an example. Oh, this girl, Likona, that means so far this month, she has read, I mean, last month, she read up to 18 books, meaning that 18 times 2, which is 36, and an equivalent of 36 rands. These 36 rands she'll be able to spend when we have a pop-up market day, where we are going to be selling products like sweets. So it will be a day for them to spend the rewards they have earned. I think that's the reason why we won that award. So I will stop sharing here and I'll just wait for questions. You can just raise your hand and ask a question before I proceed to the next slide. I don't want to leave anyone wondering. So I'll wait, guys. Any questions? Okay, I think we are still on track. Okay, Charlene has a question. Charlene, you can go ahead.
I'm Mangi, thank you for this. It's a very interesting platform. My question is, I know that your beneficiaries also wrote books. Is there on any way where you also have a space or platform where you can upload the books they wrote?
Yes, I actually did showcase where they publish their stories. It's not the books, but just stories. Typed up stories. There is a place where we store their stories.
Okay, now I'm thinking about the book they wrote. I think it's called The Stranger or I can't remember the book. That one of the girls wrote.
Or I think they can do a copy and they can type the book, or they can copy and paste it there. It will be available on the platform if they do manage to do that.
Okay. But thank you again for sharing.
All right, no problem. Any other question before I move to the next slide? Okay, no questions, guys. So let's move swiftly to the business of the day. Yeah, I'll just do a slideshow. Okay, so the name of my slide. Okay, I think there's someone holding up.
Sorry, we
okay,
have a question from outside.
Okay, you do have a question. No problem, you can ask. Yeah.
Hi, Lungi, sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah, so the question is the platform. The platform gives you the opportunity to write on the platform, or you need to write the story separately and then upload to the platform?
You can write it on the platform. Can write the story on the platform. Yes, you can write. That's
other questions.
Okay.
Are
you covered? Oh, there's a network problem there. I'm not sure what it is. But I think, okay, I think we can proceed. You can type the questions on the comments. I'll come back to it later on. Yeah, in the meantime, let's get to the business of the day, which I'm doing a slide called the sustainability of NGOs. So the other thing, or the other reason why I decided to speak to SNAZO and try to get projects or CHOSA projects to this, I've been running workshops with a organization called the Social Enterprise Academy, and this organization is basically there to assist NGOs to create sustainability pathways. So my part was to introduce the projects that are on the platform, to digital marketing, and two opportunities that are available online. This is what I'll be covering today. So yeah, here is the name of my slide is the sustainability of NGOs in the age of AI. And we will look at the crisis, the opportunity, and the path forward. I did introduce myself. My name is Lungisa Sopua, Director of SRTL, but right now I'm wearing the hat of a digital marketer. Then let's move forward. The sustainability crisis facing NGOs. Here is the current new reality. 15,000 plus health workers and NPO positions were lost in South Africa due to US aid cuts. NGOs face unprecedented challenges. The sector lacks safety net. I think we can all agree that we can never be sure of where our next funding round comes from. Our survival depends on donor funding, and it tends to be unpredictable, volatile, and increasingly constrained. I'll make an example about the NAC funding, which was not available for a couple of years because they were investigating. But imagine the NGOs that relied on that NLC funding, what they did during those years. I'm sure most had to retrench, and yeah, we are just unpacking the problem as it is. Uncertainty is now the defining characteristic of our operational environment. Why this matters? The ripple effect. Lost funding means lost programs. Beneficiaries will be left behind. Staff reduction decreases organizational capacity. Uncertainty makes the strategic planning nearly impossible. Organization cannot invest in growth and innovation because of these budgetary constraints. From social media to interest media. So this is a case study that I did on the previous session that I had with the Cape Town staff of CHOSA. I knew that this story, they would somehow resonate with it because it's a story that is fairly common in the Eastern Cape and in Cape Town. But I'll just give you a background of why I chose these two case studies. Case study number one is Unja no Fish, which is these are popular social media figures, as you can see here. This is Fish and this is Unja. Unja is I'm trying to find the most respectful word to describe Unja. Unja is a special needs type of a character or person. And these they started little by showing Unja how he lives, how he interacts with the people around him, and how he struggles sometimes with his speech. And people fell in love with these videos of Unja and his antics, and Fish and his antics. One of the funniest is the video of Fish trying to convince Unja to go and wash to go and shower or to go and bath, Unja would not have it, and it's usually very funny. And due to that posting on social media, people developed a liking for these two characters. As you can see at the back, there's a building. This building was actually came from donations from the public. Ufish started a campaign to build a brand new house for Unja, because they were at his house, they were mostly relying on his grant for survival. So they had no means to build a house that will be a conducive or a right environment for a person, a differently abled person such as Unja. So the campaign was very successful. It became very successful to a point that Ufish, they ended up being an overflow. The overflow came in the form of they received so much funding that they could go and help other disabled or differently abled people from other villages. And they ended up forming a foundation. And they have they now have a huge support base, because they first exposed the story on social media. I'm sure they were not thinking much about the story, but the turn it has made, like the contribution it has made even to society, inspiring people to give as well. It's a moving story. They now have their own NGO, which focuses on helping differently abled people. Yes, I must get that right. And case study number 2, which is Omandisi Chingana, and we built a foundation through authentic storytelling. This Omandisi was just a content creator who made fun videos, creative videos. But at some point, he started this thing of raising money for popular figures. His first person to raise money for was Brenda Nculi, when she was having struggles with her mother and financial struggles. I think he managed to raise up to 200,000 for Brenda Nculi, and that Brenda Nculi was not the only person. Omandisi was now the go-to guy when there was a person or a public figure who's struggling. They would reach out to Omandisi, and Omandisi would raise those funds for those people. And he ended up starting his own foundation. So with this slide, I'm trying to demonstrate the power of social media, the power of posting your story, the power of posting not just any story, but posting authentic stories. It has led to so many people receiving help, because they saw, okay, we like what these guys are doing. We can actually play our own part. We can't reach these people, but if we can donate maybe a 10 rand here, a 5 rand there, a 50 rand there, we can make a positive contribution, and which is what we are seeing happening. And not that there aren't any other organizations that are doing wonderful work. You would say that a lot of organizations are doing well, but they are doing most of the work behind the scenes. But now social media is exposing new opportunities for us to tap into. It means that you should, if you can, just take a time and just do research on these two characters. You can even Google them. I'm sure there are articles that have Unja Nofish and Omandisi Chingana as well that you can refer to. Okay, let me move on to the next slide. Then your NGO on social media. So your NGO social media strategy. So firstly, before you can even do anything, at least you need a plan. You need a strategy. So you will need these questions to lead your strategy. Do you have a social media plan, strategy, or content calendar? Those 3 things. Do you know your target audience? You need to know your audience. You need to know who supports you. who is interested in what you are doing, who would be interested in supporting what you are doing. That's what we mean by a target audience. Then the barriers to entry is vanishingly low. A phone and the internet. I'll make the example of Fish and Unja. They only needed a phone and they needed internet, right? And there was no acting when they started this thing. They were just posting out there for fun, but it turned into something amazing. They did not pay to get those views. They did not pay to get the reach they've managed to get. It was just organic social media. And this is the most underexplored market in digital marketing, which is organic posting or just running content organically on social media. And the ROI potential is enormous with minimal cash effort. As with the case of Fish Nonja, you can safely say they've managed to raise hundreds of thousands of rands, but they did not spend much to attract that kind of support, right? The question is not can we afford social media, is can we afford to neglect it? So yeah, let's move on to step number 2, which is an action. And your website as your digital foundation. So as an organization, you need to have a website, and your website, a domain, especially if you are a non-profit, it needs to end with a .org or a .org or a .org.za. This proves to people that you are indeed an NGO. You are not running as a private company or as a PTY, LTD. Then you also need to invest as you are planning your website. First, you start with your domain, then you need to invest in a reliable and affordable hosting. Hosting is where your website will be found on the internet. Almost like an office park where you guys are currently renting, is the same applies for the internet. So you need to find a hosting for your website. Then you can, these days, you can leverage AI to build a professional website in days. Not just days right now, you can build it in minutes in these days and age, right? It used to take months. Back then, it could cost you from 3,000 rands, and it could cost you from 3,000 rands to create a website. But now, with AI, it's much cheaper to build a website. You can, if you find the right tool, you can pay even zero and not pay anything to create your website. Then action number 3, driving traffic with SEO. So that's a technical term, and SEO is much more technical, but I will give you a simple example. When you are searching the internet, maybe you are searching for hardware in Soweto. The first website to pop up at the top of those results, that is not written sponsored, but that just appears organically at the top. It's an SEO, that is called search engine optimization. That means that website was optimized to go above every other website when they are searching for hardware in Soweto, right? That process is called SEO, but do not concern yourself too much about it. You can go and research it on YouTube and watch video tutorials if you do want to tap into the SEO. Then you can also use campaigns use paid campaigns to direct qualified traffic to your website. So when you are running ads, let's say you have a crowdfunding campaign that you are running, instead of just posting that campaign organically or posting it to hundreds of people who might not necessarily be interested in supporting you, like a platform such as Facebook ads, can actually give you that leverage of targeting the people who would likely donate to your cause, right? And there's also the Google Ad Grant, which is a topic that I think we are going to explore more in future. I think I've jumped 2 steps. We're going to explore this topic. Google gives you up to $10,000 worth of advertising online if you are a registered NGO all over the world. But I think we are going to talk more about that. I think I'm going to speak to Snazo, and if we are going to be assisting NGOs, number one, you need to have a registered website. It needs to have that .org in order to qualify for this free advertising. But that's a topic for another day. I don't want to dwell too much, but it's there. You can research it. You can research Google Ad Grant. And then AI is now replacing expensive software. There is a software called software as a service, like software platforms such as Salesforce, which you use to capture your data in the organization, to capture like staff profiles, learner profiles. And right now, in the age of AI, you can actually build your own CRM system, which you can use to capture your organizational information. To sum it up, you can create custom dashboard for impact tracking, and you can automate donor reporting and compliance through that platform. So that's what AI brings for NGOs. And then we have digital fundraising pathways. You have this option. You can go the organic route, where you just post and just hope that what you are posting will somehow go viral, which in most cases is not often the case, but you will never know. The only thing that you can do with organic is to keep posting and just keep changing a few things here and there, like maybe the first 3 seconds here and there, and improve your storytelling somehow. You'll never know if you will go viral. And then there's an option of paid advertising. Paid advertising, you use targeted ads to reach supporters at scale. Like I said, you can find the people that are most likely to support your audience through the Google Ads. I mean, the Google Ads or the Facebook Ads settings, right? And you can have a influencer partnership. You can find an influencer with sizable following, and you can strike a deal with that influencer. If they, let's say, if they help you to raise 100K, for example, you just make a deal that you'll give them 10K of that. They can have a finder's fee of 10K from that. You can have that agreement, and you can also try and generate revenue through e-commerce. You can create your own e-commerce site, or you can create a store on Amazon. Maybe you can start by selling like items that were donated to you, that you feel, okay, these items can actually sell if you create an e-commerce. Or you can start a charity shop online as well. There is that option. And launch your e-commerce store. And yeah, I'm making an example of an e-commerce store. To launch your e-commerce store, you need to set it up online, either on Shopify or on WooCommerce. There are others, but for the South African market, these two are ideal. These two are ideal for the South African market. And you can create a listing of products once you've established that, and you can start marketing on social media, and you can start getting your first paying customers as well. And this can actually help you to create a sustainable online income stream. It means that you are not just asking for donations, you are actually selling something. And the beauty about selling online, you do not necessarily have to sell a physical products. You can actually sell digital products. Let's say you have a book that you like to sell. You can sell that book on Shopify. You can sell it on WooCommerce as well. So the opportunities are endless. And the digital opportunity landscape, here is how it looks like worldwide. We have 5.5 billion people who are on social media, and 80% of non-profits underutilize digital channels. That is what the stats are saying. And AI tools have democratized content creation and website building. And there are free tools out there to assist you. You have your free tools such as the Google Ad Grant. You have also Google Analytics. Google Analytics helps you to see how your website is performing and where you can adjust if there is a need to adjust. And then the cost of inaction, if you do not take advantage of this digital landscape, you will be completely dependent on donor funding with no alternative revenue. You won't have you'll have an inability to reach new supporters or expand impact. And you'll be vulnerable to donor funder withdrawals like the USAID cuts. And you'll have an inability to retain talent without growth opportunities. And you'll be irrelevant in the digital native generation. Now, the truth is most of the people that are interested in donating, in funding, you can go on social media, you can go on TikTok, you'll find people tipping content creators. The majority of people are active on social media. So this is an opportunity. The attention, whoever has the attention has the opportunity to make something of that attention. It's either they can turn it into profit or they can turn it into impact. Then your 90-day action plan. And month one, this is what you can do for yourself now, moving from this webinar. You can go into a audit your digital presence, like on social media. On social media, are you on LinkedIn? How many people are there? You're posting frequency. Are you posting frequency? Do you have a social media calendar? Do you have audience personas? Do you know who your supporters are? Like that audit will help you a lot in terms of understanding where to improve. And on month two, if you do not already have a website, think about registering firstly a domain, and think about launching your website with AI and also applying for Google Ad Grant after your website has been active. And on month three, you can begin paid campaigns, you can create an e-commerce store, and you can measure and optimize. And quick wins build momentum, start small and scale what works, right? And lastly, be ahead of the curve. NGOs and social media entrepreneurs have a historic opportunity right now, and you need to leverage AI. Obviously, you need to embrace digital first storytelling for fundraising, and you need to lead in the age of transparency and impact-driven narrative. And this can help you to future-proof your organization for the next decade. The time is now, the tools are accessible, and the opportunities are immense. Okay, this is not the last slide. However, I'm going to come back and share, though I will share my contact details, but after I've done the session after this one. But I'll stop sharing briefly and I'll wait for questions. Any questions before I proceed? No questions. Okay, I think I can move on swiftly. So right now, I'm just going to show you, okay? Here is the question, right? I think there was a delay. You can ask Boy Tabiso.
Okay, just want to know which AI tools do you suggest we use? Maybe if we can get a name of a few.
I won't suggest any AI tools, but for me, for creating website, I started on hosting Horizon, which made building websites and apps very easy. It's like it got me into the game. But as I saw that I need so much more complexity, like a back end and hosting a lot more users and a lot of functionality, I then moved to Lovable, which I found Lovable to be very, very, very useful. It's easy to use, however, it does support the technicalities. And then I think I'm going to do a demonstration for you shortly. I'm going to show you a platform that you can build a website, right? And then afterwards, I will show you a tool that you'll be able to use without any money. Even after this session, you can immediately go for that tool. But right now, let's go over and see what platform I would normally recommend you to create your website if you do not already have it. I'm not going to go through the pricing today. I'm just going to go through the platform because, yeah, I think the pricing and stuff we can speak about later in hosting. The name of the tool is called Hostinger. It's a hosting platform, but the beauty about this platform is that it has AI tools for creating websites. So what I'm going to do here, I thought I was going to do two things, but I'm only going to be able to do one thing because of time. I was going to create a website and an e-commerce store, but I'm just going to create a website today because of time. Yeah, so I'm using a platform called the Hostinger Website Builder. I'll just show you briefly how to create a website. So here you just type a prompt, right? This is called a prompt. You are prompting the website to create a website for a non-profit company called Eco Stitch. Eco Stitch was established in 2017 to create opportunities for unemployed women in informal settlements. The organization provides stitching classes and allows the woman to earn a living from creating eco bags. So I'm going to end it here, right? So let me just improve the description because the description is improved. Now I'm going to press here and the website is now being created. So yeah, it's just fixing a couple of technicalities and it's creating the website. And here is the output, right? And so I'll just continue. I have an option to refine the website if I'm not happy, but I'll just work with what I'm given here. And the beauty here is, you see, it's giving me images, like generic images. I can actually change these images, right? By clicking here, I can just edit section, and I can replace this image with images that are available on my phone. I mean, on my PC. Let me check for images that are available. I'll take just any image. I'll take the Unjano Fish's image here okay, here it is. Or I'm unable to upload that one, but you get the drift that if I want to, okay, let me look for at least one image so that you can see this in real time. So we do have a couple of images here. Okay, let me choose this one. And let me select. Now you see I've managed to replace this image, right? If I want to edit this text, I can just replace it with what I want to write down. I can even put our company details here, right? If our email is, for example, let me just return that. If, for example, our email is info@ecostitch.org. I can replace anything here. I can even put the social media icons. I can put our social media links here at the footer. And yeah, it's basically a drag and drop process. And I can add more pages if I feel like these pages are not enough, and I can replace a page that I do not like. I can even work on my SEO. Like I said, SEO is something that we can talk about at a later stage. But this is how you can actually use AI to build a website for your NGO. You do not need to hire a website developer. You just need to find the right hosting service. This is called Hosting a Horizon. Before I show you the other tool, I'll quickly stop sharing my screen and I'll come back to the call for questions. Then I'll show you the free tool that you can use to play around. That tool, I don't think you'll go that far with it, but it can help you to get an idea of how to create apps. Any questions before I move to that tool?
With the AI tool that you just showed us, does it have e-commerce capabilities? Can you build an e-commerce website?
Yes. Let me just show you the plan. I was not going to show the plan, but let me show you because I feel like it's going to clear a lot of things. I'll just go back to it. It's called hostinger.com, right? Here it is. I'm not going to log in, but I'm going to go to the plan. This is a hosting platform, by the way. It's a hosting platform. So here it has these plans. It has, which is a plan of $299 a month, but you'll pay $299 if you pay in advance. Let's say you choose, okay, let go of this plan, come and choose this plan. let's say you choose this plan. This is a plan that we chose, by the way. And this is $399. Okay. Let's say you choose this plan and you are going to pay $191, right? $191 in 4 years. How much is $191 in rands? I'll quickly do the math. I'll quickly do the math and come back with the, it's actually 3,151. So you pay 3,151 to have to build up to 20 websites. You can build from there, you can build 10 e-commerce stores, you can build 10 websites with just this plan. But if you were to find a hosting in South Africa, you are going to pay a minimum of 59 rands a month for that 4 years. What you get is just storage. You still need to find a developer that will charge you money to build the website or the e-commerce store, and you need to pay that developer for maintenance of that website. So by purchasing this 4-year plan means that from that 4 years, you can do your own maintenance. You can build the website and do your own maintenance. So this is the plan. Yeah, please ask any questions whilst I'm still here. Do you have any questions regarding what I've showed you? Any questions, boy Tabiso? Okay, you covered.
No, we're good. We are good.
Okay, no problem. So I'll stop sharing. And was that the only question? So everyone is covered now, né? I assume. Let me just do one last demonstration of a tool that we created with Lovable. I'm just trying to log in. Once I'm logged in, I'll share my screen. Okay, here is the tool. Yeah, I'm just trying to log in, guys. I'm avoiding sharing my login details. So let me share. Can now share. Okay, this is a tool that we built on Lovable. It's actually a administration tool. We use it to check in. Staff can check in here. They can firstly register. They can register as staff members. Once they are done, they can now check in and check out once they are done working, right? I'll check out as well immediately. I'm going to show you something later on. And then there's a learner register. If you have learners, for example, this here, you can mark them present or absent. It helps you to track. And with the attendance report, okay, you can have an attendance report at the end of the day or at the end of the week, depending where you want to see this. And here is one interesting thing that we incorporated. You can record your baseline test, your reading baseline test here. Let's say, for example, you choose a random learner such as this, and this is for term 1, 2026, and you can actually rate the progress of the learners each and every quarter. This will help you to track if the learner is improving or these areas of improvement. And lastly, lastly, once your staff members have been checking in and checking out, at the end of the month, you have an option to download timesheets, and you can actually sign these timesheets ID number, and you can actually file them for salaries, right? This is a tool that we created on our own, based on our needs, based on what we were lacking, and we used a platform called Lovable. Lovable is free. It's free to create such a platform. So yeah, I'll just share these resources with Danny once I am done here. You can use Lovable to create this tool. Here is Lovable, right? Here is Lovable. I'm not going to create anything because it does take quite a bit of time. This is an app, it's not a website. So it does take a bit of time, but you can use the prompt and ask it to Lovable, create a admin dashboard for our organization. The name of our organization is so and so. This is what we want. We want a staff attendance register, or a staff check-in and check-out button, and or we want, and also we want to have a learner onboarding, and whatever it is that you know that you do on a daily basis, you can create that tool that will automate your tasks, right? So yeah, one last platform that I wanted to share, I'll just replace this Lovable with it. It's called AI Studio, aistudio.google.
You are on mute, Lunisa.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. I think there was a glitch. I'll just show you the one last tool, and then we'll call it a day. This tool is called aistudio.google.com. It's the most advanced free platform for building apps. I will ask it to build a note-taking app, just a simple app, right? And yeah, it's going to take time to build, but I did not ask it for a lot of things. I just asked it to build a note-taking app, and it will do the magic. In the meantime, whilst we are still waiting on the app, I'll just stop sharing a bit. We'll come back to this. And yeah, I did ask if there is not any other questions. Where's the question whilst we are still waiting for the app to complete generating? Okay, no questions. All right. I think we can safely go back to Hostinger. I can show you some of the tools that I've built with the Hostinger plan. There's a lot I'm not showing you guys, like for real app creating like real apps that will compete in the market. There is a platform called Claude. It's called Claude Code. I did not show you that platform because yeah, that one, it deserved a full day tutorial. It deserves a few full day. I'll just show you some of the apps that I've managed to build. So here is the e-commerce store that I built. Please tell me if you can see it. Can you see this store? One person. This store with a laptop. Okay, let me come back to the screen. Or are you able to see it? Oh, perfect. Here is the store that I built with Lovable. This store has this. It has a K53 and it has this 500 sheet paper and jewelry as well. Those are some of the products. And what's interesting about this store, I also have other people's stores listed here, meaning that people who want to sell are able to create their stores within our stores. And then we get to take a percentage from their sales. So this is what you can actually do with AI. You can build a store with AI. I think the store building will actually require a session on its own. It's not something that I can do on the same day as this, but I'm just showing you what I've also managed to build. And let's see if something came of this. Still building. Like I said, it does take time to build apps, especially with tools such as this. Okay. I'm just waiting on, yeah, let me go back to that screen. I think we can all watch whilst it's building. So yeah, Google actually has these tools and they are still free for now. I don't know for how long, but I can promise you there's a lot you can build here. You can even build a maths companion. If you want your kids to do maths online, you can actually build something. You can ask it, build a mental maths trainer. You can ask it to build a reading speed improvement app. It can do that for you. It can do so many things. There's a lot you can, I think there's someone who has raised a hand. You can ask Boy Tabiso.
Oh, sorry about that, man. I just want to know, after building the site, are you able to view the code of the whole thing? Like
Are
the
you
base code? Like the
Yeah,
base
yeah,
code
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, definitely.
you can like
Definitely.
literally see which language they use to build it.
Definitely, definitely. You can even be specific when you are building the app and ask it to use JavaScript, for example.
Oh,
And,
perfect.
yeah, you can ask it to use whatever language you prefer. That's another thing. That's a plus of knowing the technicalities. But yeah, even for non-technical people, they can just build because they wouldn't know what language would be perfect for them. Yeah, but yeah, it's generating here. I think it's Node.js in most cases for this app. I'll just wait for a little bit. I hope it can be quicker. Yeah. I knew it would take a lot of time, but it's better than Lovable. Lovable can take up to 30 minutes. Yeah, that is just a breakdown of how it looks like. With regards to building with e-commerce stores, if you do want that session, you will tell Dani, and we can see what we can do about that. That requires a session on its own. Just waiting on the app. Once it's fully built, we can call it a day. Now it's asking for my API. Oh, goodness. Yeah. I think I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop here, guys. I'll just send you the final product after the session because yeah, it's going to take a lot of my time. I'll just show you something that I've managed to build with the app, right? Something that I've managed to build previously. And let me just open it. Oh, this is already published. Oh no, it wants me to go to my projects, but yeah, this is just one of the tools that I've managed to build. Let me show you an interesting tool. Okay, it's called AuthorForge. So I built that tool with this app. Then I migrated it to Lovable. This is actually a tool that you can use to write your book as an adult, right? You can write the title of the book, the name of the author, and you keep moving through the stages. And this is where you can start writing your chapters. You can either generate with AI or type manually, right? And you can even ask AI to generate your introduction or type it manually. So I always encourage people to go for manual because AI is generic. You can even start writing your chapters, but that requires time. But after you are done, here is where it gets interesting. You can upload your front and back cover here. If you already have your front and back cover already designed, and the output will be generated as either as a PDF or as an EPUB. Let me show you examples of projects that I've managed to create. So this is one of the projects, of the previous projects. So yeah, this is an example of what you can achieve like with these AI apps, right? So yeah, let me stop sharing. Did I even share my screen? I'm just
No,
talking.
you
I'm just
No,
talking.
didn't. I was
Guys,
waiting on
okay,
the sharing.
no problem. So this is an app. This is the actual app that I built with Author. It's called AuthorFlow, right? So I've built it with that app, Google AI Studio. So it allows you to write, for example, how to start a business in South Africa. You write your name as an author, you select a category, and you write, generate these few steps. And at the end of the book, you can actually upload the front cover, let's say any picture here, and the back cover, any picture. I'm just doing this so that they can be a generated output. Then once everything has been is set and ready, you can be able to then generate this book either as a PDF or as an EPUB. So I built that with Google AI Studio. Then I migrated it to Lovable. So this is one of the few examples of what can be achieved with AI. So let me go to the last page of my slide and give you the conclusion. In conclusion, NGOs have the opportunity to benefit in this era of AI. And as SAK Academy, we are here to provide that tailored new age capacity building that will create good fortunes for your organization. And then we are available if anyone would like for us to conduct staff training in AI, and we can even help you to build your own AI policy as well. So basically, we are here to assist NGOs to transition smoothly into AI. And I'll just put up this. These are our contact details at the bottom. This is our email, lungisa@schoollegile.org, and contact numbers as well. So that is the conclusion of the session. And yes, thank you very much, guys, for being part of this. Yeah, any questions before we call it a day? Or are we just going to wait for
if
the
you had to
recording?
choose one,
Okay, you can ask.
I have a question. So
No problem.
I want to raise my hand.
Mm.
Can
No,
you hear me?
you can ask. Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so if you had to work with one of those apps, which one would you choose? If you had to only work with one.
Like if I had to work with one, I would choose Lovable. If I want to develop a prototype and I want that a working prototype within hours, I would use Lovable. And then if I wanted to scale the app to a broader audience, I would then transition to Claude Code, which is much more complex. So with Claude Code, you can actually start proper coding and store your files on GitHub. And then I would use Vercel to host that platform. That's if I'm scaling the app. So for starting, and just for starting to see if this app can actually do wonders, I will start with Lovable because it has that rapid development process. So
Makes sense.
okay, no problem. So any other questions? Okay, no, yes, you can ask.
So last question. On a more personal level, do you code?
I used to, but I'm glad that AI is here because I can't sit in front of the computer for more than 3 hours. That's why
Which languages were you coding?
I stopped with JavaScript and I said no more. It's enough now.
Okay, thanks.
So that was back in 2018. I was part of this bootcamp, coding bootcamp. That's where I started now seeking alternatives such as WordPress, but I do have the foundations.
Okay, makes sense. Thanks, Agro.
All right, no problem. Charlene, you may ask.
Thank you, Lungisa. So for me, I heard a few terms in, I can't even remember all of the apps. Is it possible, if it doesn't take a lot of your time, if you maybe can create a document where you state the different apps in for what you can use the apps? So if we want to, for example, upload a book or write a book, and then this is the app you can go to, how to use, for example, the Google Ads in the description of what it means and what it is. I think such a document will be very powerful, because I know you jumped around about on a few different apps, and it's very powerful apps, but I still need a description of what it is for and the different features it has.
Okay, no problem. I can definitely do that. I'll just create an Excel sheet, list the app on the site, then the possible functionality. I'll do that. It's not a problem.
Thank you. And thank you.
Any other question, and then we can call it a day. All right, no problem. Thanks, Charlie. Any other question, guys? I'll hand over to Usis Ndlandla to close this for us. Yes, Ndlandla, I will hand over to you.
Thank you so much, Lungisa, for such an informative training. Yeah, this language was very interesting, and also just the potential of what NGOs can do with AI. It's not only about ChatGPT, and it's not so bad not all of it is bad. There's also the positive. So I would like to appreciate you for taking your time and giving us such insights. I'm sure that I'm not the only one who can say that I knew things today. For the first time, I didn't know everything. So thank